Hey guys, thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. My name is Mathis, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 5 favorite books set in India. So the first book that I would like to talk about is A Fine Balance by Hindustan Mystery. Now this book is set in 1975. It's a historical fiction book. I don't remember the story plot of this novel that much because I read this book a while ago, but I would love to give this book another reread because it's a very well written book and the story is very poignant and very fast moving. You just cannot help but to feel for the characters in this novel. So this book was really written when India was going through some tumultuous times. So if you really are into Indian politics during the 1970s and you want to find out what went on and all that jazz, I highly recommend this book because it would give you such an insight of the politics during that era. The second book, guys, that I would like to talk about is The Space Between Us by 3D Umagard. Now, this book was really good, guys. I mean, I really loved it. I mean, this was a page turner for me. It's not a thriller or anything like that, but the story and the characters in this book were so engaging and so captivating. You just can't help but to find out what happened to these characters. I mean, these characters are really well developed. There's so many complex layering with these characters. I mean, you can tell that you can tell that the author really invested her time developing these characters, and it's just an amazing story dealing with the caste system in India. The story is about this middle-class Parsi woman. She has this very close relationship with her maid. Later on in the story, there's some secrets that comes out which challenge their relationship. It's really a moving story, guys. I highly recommend it, especially if you into Toni Morrison's work. You would definitely like this novel because her writing style and the way she talks about women issues in this book reminds me of Toni Morrison's work. So if you like her work, you would definitely like this novel. So the third book, guys, that I would like to talk about is called The Secret Daughter by Shippi Somaya Gowda. This is her debut novel, and I believe it came out in 2010, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it came out in 2010, and I really enjoyed this book. It's really well researched. This book is dealing with the clashes of two cultures, the American culture and of course Indian culture. So the story, guys, is centered around this young Indian girl who was given away into an orphanage, and she gets adopted by this American family who takes her to America and raise her. As the story progresses, she goes back to India to look for her parents. This book was very good, guys. Not good, it was just another page turner for me. So I would recommend this book if you are into Indian American literature that deals with the clash of two cultures. And I also recommend this book if you are looking for something that's dealing with if you're looking for something that's dealing with sex discrimination. The next book that I'd like to talk about, guys, is called Behind the Beautiful Forevers by Catherine Boo. Now this book was so good, guys. I mean, it was good. The story is basically about this American journalist who goes over to India to document this huge slum in Mumbai. She interviews this young man who is a garbage picker. He used this job to support his family. The story is a non-fiction story, but the way it reads like a novel. So it's fast moving and the language is very smooth and very tight. The story is basically about modernization happening in India and how it's affecting the poor. So fascinating read. I highly recommend it. 5 stars. 5 stars. So the next book that I have on my list, guys, is called not Gregory Roberts, my bad. The name of it is Shantaram by Gregory Roberts. Pump my brakes a little bit. I'm going a little bit too fast. I have coffee here, so excuse me. So the story is centered around this white guy who is from Australia. He escapes prison and he hides out in Mumbai, India. While he is there, he goes on this self-discovery journey, and yeah, and the story unfolds from there. The way he describes India in this novel, especially the poor parts of Mumbai in this novel, he has the ability to transport the reader as he telling the story, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, it's really good, guys. The only caveat that I have with this novel is that this novel in the middle of this novel, it spins off into Afghanistan, and I find that part a little bit long-winded. But once he comes back to India, it's all good all over again. We best friends. But anyway, guys, throughout the story, he changes his name to Shantaram, and that means man of peace. So I would highly recommend this book if you like books like The White Tiger. So yeah, that is it, guys. That is my top 5 favorite books set in India. And let me know your favorites, because I love to check out new books. And yeah, that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to y'all later. Alright, bye.